Nearly a week after a deadly shooting by an ICE agent, protesters continue to face off with federal agents across Minneapolis. Protesters clashed with federal agents just blocks from where an ICE officer shot and killed 37-year-old Renee Good. At one point, officers deployed tear gas and flashbangs. Minnesota officials are calling for an independent investigation into Good's death. And the Trump administration is facing lawsuits from Minnesota and Illinois calling for limits on ICE tactics. Minneapolis argues federal agents have invaded the city and its smaller police department. Some Georgia lawmakers have called for tougher measures to hold federal immigration agents accountable amid ongoing controversy over ICE raids.
Fox 5 Deidre Dukes live at the state capitol, where Senate Democrats introduced legislation today to have greater control, Deidre, over the actions of ICE agents.
That's right, and Senate Democrats taking that action, they say, because they are concerned by ICE activity carried out here in Georgia and across the state. Lawmakers across the country. Now, lawmakers do remain divided, however, over how much authority really the state should have over federal agents.
Outrage is building nationwide after a woman was killed during a confrontation with ICE agents in Minnesota. The case has reignited a broader debate under the Gold Dome over immigration enforcement and accountability.
It's just not good public safety for us to have unmarked agents operating, conducting essentially criminal raids without us knowing who they are, what they're there for, and especially not to be able to see their faces.
Senate Democrats dropped 4 bills aimed at tightening oversight of immigration and customs enforcement agents on Tuesday.
The state government, state Democrats are leading right now on this to create that accountability so that those ICE agents think twice before they act improperly.
The proposals would require ICE agents to visibly identify themselves and unmask during enforcement actions, create civil liability for individual agents accused of wrongdoing, require agents to obtain a judicial warrant before entering so-called safe spaces like daycare centers, and prohibit the deployment of the National Guard in Georgia without the governor's approval.
The idea that we're going to create these new liabilities and make it harder for them to do their jobs when they're just following the oath of office that they took, I think it's ridiculous.
The legislation is already receiving pushback from some Republican lawmakers who say some of the proposed legislation is already covered in state and federal laws.
I guess something that concerns me is when we see something that we don't like or we see something that makes us uncomfortable, the reaction of many in this building is to run out and write a piece of legislation.
Now, we saw a heated debate over immigration bills last session, and so we do expect to see strong arguments from both sides as pertains to these ICE agent bills that have come forward here this session early in. That's the latest here at the state capitol. Deidre Dukes, Fox 5 News.
All right, Deidre, thanks. The American dream